What is a hero? A mythological figure, often of divine descent, endowed with great strength or ability? An illustrious warrior? No. It's a person admired for achievements and noble qualities, one who shows great courage. Welcome to the What's a Hero podcast, where we dive deep into what a hero is and what makes them that hero. I'm your host, Ken Frownfelter, and I'm going to be introducing you to some of the world's most likely and unlikely heroes. You may have never heard of them before, and they most likely have never met you. But they all have one thing in common. They are ready to do whatever it takes to help make you better, even if it means sacrificing everything for you. Let's get into it.
This is episode 90 of the What's a Hero podcast with me, Ken Frownfelter. Now, I know what some of you are saying. Ken, where have you been? We haven't seen or heard from the podcast in a couple weeks, maybe a couple months even. And I'll tell you the truth, I have been on a journey that you would not believe. Some of the most difficult things have I done that I never thought I would do. Some of the weirdest things have happened to me, and I'm not going to give all of it away today. Maybe I'll kind of trickle into that, but I've met some awesome people. I've done some awesome things, and I'm actually kind of proud of myself for doing the things that I never thought I would do. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I went beyond my self-imposed limits. I kind of went on a little bit of obviously I went on a sabbatical from the podcast for a little bit, but I never considered shutting her down. I did have people say, hey, is the podcast still going? Yes, it is still going. Have I done a couple episodes for a while? No, I have not. That being said, the podcast is still here. I've been meeting people. I've been talking with people, and some of the people I've met just around the country have just been phenomenal people that I want to introduce to everybody on here at some point, and we have a good chance of getting them on, and it will be awesome hearing from these people. But what I want to do today's going to be a little bit of shorter episode because I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things. One, schedules have changed for me. Some things have opened up where I have a little bit more ability to get a couple of episodes in more often. And so we're going to really go down this path of what a hero is over the next couple weeks. We're going to go down this path of who you can be and how you can change to become a hero. Not just listen to these people, but actually be able to start implementing the things that they do into your life, and how you can take that and these lessons, some that I've learned and some from these other people, these other heroes, and actually implement them into your life. I'm going to read from a book today, and it's called Redefining the 21st Century Man. And it's from, the author is a gentleman by the name of Rafa Jay Conde. Rafa Jay Conde. The J got me. But the idea is this gentleman was a police officer in Florida. He'd done a lot of things. He's a fantastic guy. I had the honor to meet, and I'm just going to read a little bit, just one quick little chapter in his book here, and it's poignant because it has some merit to it. Humanity is now faced with a stark choice: evolve or die. By Eckhart Tolle had said that. The book reads, for many, going through one of the most confusing and life-altering experiences shined a light on what is truly meaning to evolve. COVID-19 hit many people hard. Most were caught with their pants down. Frankly, I don't really think anyone was ready for that. It was new, it was confusing, and in many ways it was frightening. It was the first time in my life that I asked my family to remain sheltered and not go out. It was something so new that I did not want to risk their lives. As for me, I was out there in the streets, the empty, ghost-like streets. It was surreal. As a cop, I had taken on an oath to be out there in the heat of battle. And this virus was a war in so many ways. The world came to a halt. Even at the time of this writing, there are still many counties and states within the U.S. that are on full lockdown. Businesses were shut down for many months, and a good chunk were lost forever, never to come back. As I write this book, COVID-19 hit me physically hard. It nearly took my life, but I have to say that it also enlightened me to evolve. As I was sitting in a chair in my hospital room, I shot a video trying to be inspirational, but I sounded and looked like crap. I never posted it, and it remains in my cell phone. Maybe one day I will share it. I talk about evolving and making changes in times when life has brought in a worthy opponent. You either evolve or you die. Bottom line is that I was not planning on dying. I am convinced now more than ever that weak-minded people far outnumber strong-minded people. This virus has made it clear. Those who are unwilling to evolve have blamed the virus for their downfall. Many lost their jobs and careers, and some were hung out to dry by their employers. It was those who exhibited warrior traits and virtues who took advantage of the situation. They persevered through the discomfort and were able to evolve and grow. They were the ones that refused to go down. I don't know how many millionaires were created during the pandemic, but I personally know of several. Many people failed to evolve because they were unprepared to confront what life threw at them and unwilling to grow. No coach in the world would have been able to change their mindset. They went into a state of hiding and refused to do the work. What many failed to realize is that evolving is the critical part of learning how to succeed. When I returned to police work after being out a few months recovering, nothing was the same. I had shifted my focus to evolving and growing my mission of scaling men of war to be the best leadership and culture development company in the world. A few months after I activated and returned to duty, I resigned from the police department. After deep thought and weighing out my options, it became very clear to me that I needed to evolve into a full-time CEO. It has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. Everything that is alive today has evolved, including human beings. You can evolve into a better version of yourself and continue evolving as you grow if you choose to do so. C.S. Lewis once described humans and our behaviors like an egg. You cannot go on indefinitely being just an ordinary decent egg. He said, you must be hatched or go bad. Repetition is the key to evolving, to change bad habits into good ones. Every day, improve your physical, mental, and spiritual life by 1 to 2%. Using the Kaizen principle, which he outlines in his book, which I covered in the Warrior Matrix, is extremely powerful. In his book, Good to Great, while some companies make the leap and others don't, Jim Collins studied 11 different companies that went from dowdy, broken businesses into world-class superpowers. After reviewing thousands of pages of interview transcripts from leading business executives, Collins commented, throughout our research, we were struck by the continual use of words like disciplined, rigorous, dogged, determined, diligent, precise, fastidious, systematic, methodical, workmanlike, demanding, consistent, focused, accountable, and responsible. The most successful companies in the world all developed a culture of continual growth, quiet, dogged, and consistent as hell. They kept moving forward, step by step, every day, no matter how they were doing. They were simply going to evolve and be a better company. That was the focus, and that was the outcome. We can learn a tremendous amount from successful companies and how they evolve. There is no option in the warrior lifestyle. Every man must evolve or die. And that's just it. We all have the opportunity to change who we are, change what we do, change the way we look at things, change the way that we respond to things. You can evolve. And that's not talking about evolution in the religious sense or anything like that. But you were once a little kid. All of us were. You were once a little kid. You have evolved into the person that you are now. The man or woman that you are now is the person that you are. And you will become something more unless you hold on to those things of the past. You don't still hold on to playing with little toys and riding bikes and coloring and all that little kid stuff, right? You don't have to still ask your mommy for a glass of water or whatever. You're a man, you're a woman now. You are now mentoring other people. You are now being that person that is helping somebody else, or you are becoming something more. You're not just sitting there maintaining the status quo and who you were before. You get to evolve. Now, you have the option of even stepping out of that, going beyond those comfort zones and going and becoming something more than you are. You have the ability. Everybody does. We have the ability to evolve. And if we just stay still and we don't move, we will die. Eventually, we're all going to die. But you're going to die doing nothing, being right where you are, and having changed nothing and having become nothing that you ever wanted to, and regretting missed opportunities. Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So take your shots. Go out there." That's what I had. That's the lesson that I've learned lately, is that you have to change. We all have to change. And how do we do that? Well, I'm going to dedicate a portion of time on the podcast to going over steps on how we can change, how we can be different people, how we can be better people, how you can move up and you can become something more than what you are. Several things that pop out right now are writing things down, are telling yourself, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Telling those closest to you, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do. Not telling everybody what you're going to do. Don't share with just anybody at work. Yeah, I'm working on this and I'm working on that and this is what I'm going to be doing and blah, 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 blah. You tell your closest confidants. You tell those people who are multiplying in your lives. They multiply you. Those people that add to you, not just anybody. Your closest confidants. Those people you can trust. Those are who you tell what your goals are. So, with that information, go out there. Know that the podcast is still here. And know that we are just beginning, to be honest with you. Episode 90, we've got over 10,000 downloads already. And the best way you can help us out is to go onto iTunes or go onto whatever podcast platform you listen to. iTunes is really good because their algorithm's really good. And leave a review. Leave a positive review for us. And just go back and say, oh, yeah, this is that, and this, blah, 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 blah. Good, good, good. I like the good ones. Now, I know not every one of them is a top-notch episode. But if you got anything from it, if you were able to glean anything from these awesome people that I've had on, leave us a review. It helps us climb higher, and I'd love to be able to get the episodes or the podcast just climbing those charts. But like I said, over 10,000 downloads. You guys are rocking it. I think we're close to 11,000 at this point. So keep up the great work everywhere that you are, across the United States, around the world. You guys are the best. If you want to get a hold of us, you can find us on all the social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all those guys. You can also find us on our website, the What's a Hero podcast.buzzsprout.com. You can go there. You can listen to previous episodes, and you can also have links that take you to whatever podcast platform you listen to the show on, And if you want to, change it up, like, oh, I don't like that platform anymore, I want to go over to this one, iTunes or Spotify or whatever, you have that option. But check us out, go there, and leave us a review. It helps us out. So until next time, like I said, I know this was a short one, but it's been a while getting back into the swing of it, and I am so glad we're here, and we will talk to you next time. So for me, Ken Frownfelter, this has been the What's a Hero podcast. We are clear.